So, today's lesson, welcome all, is on effect of using ICT. What are the various effects of using an ICT? Remember, ICT is applicable to all areas. We have the effect of ICT can be to environment, and it can also affect the way we work, the working pattern, and also it can affect microprocessor control device in the home. So, in this chapter, you're going to consider the effect of ICT in the environment as well as our daily life in the home. In the four main areas where we have ICT, effect of ICT is effect on employment include, we are going to look at the employment. One is manufacturing. ICT has affected manufacturing industry so much. In this case, is where robots have replaced human workers in many areas of manufacturing. For example, we can see robots welding car bodies, spraying metal items with paint, assembling items, and manufacturing circuit board. The robots have replaced human workers in this area. So the second step, or the second way that the ICT have affected the employment of human beings is shop work. You can buy online. Online shopping has reduced the need for high street shop, leading to a lot of stores. You go like, you open your shop, then most customers prefer to buy online. So that high street shop will not be operational. Or if at all it will be operational, you're going to write down some stuff so that you can manage yourself. In the last class, I remember I looked at the effect of ICT in banking, where you say introduction of ATMs and online banking has led to the closure of high street branches. High street branches. And these branches, remember, they have workers, those who are employed there. But when you go to an ATM, it's you and the machine. So the other person who's supposed to be serving you is staying somewhere without a job. So that's how it affected in the banking sector. Another type of ICT is office work. Office work, we have in the office work, we have the spreadsheets, we have word processor and database have taken over many tasks carried out by office staff. Spreadsheets you use for calculation. Instead of employing staff to perform calculation, you use spreadsheet. Instead of employing people to write some document, you just use the word processor. Database, to store information, you use database. So just pausing for a minute, I invite this to other people. Asia and Suhaya, welcome.
Sounds recording for.
So they're in. Hanad is also in. So yes, a very good number. So I'm going to stop sharing and share again so that they can see. The newcomers can see. Let's call them the newcomers. Now, that's the screen which we are using. And we have just started on effect of ICT, of using ICT. And you just introduced how ICT affects human environment through employment. I've looked at the manufacturing side. Yeah. Hanad, stop writing if you're the one who is writing. Shop work, you have banking, you have office work. So for a while, I'm going to stop recording because I can see somebody is going to continue. Now, let us look at the effect of ICT on employment. In this effect of ICT on the employment has affected both negatively and positively. The use of computer and microprocessor has revolutionized many aspects of how we work, from the office to the manufacturing. Every task human do has been affected in some way by electronic devices and their associated software. This has both positive and negative effects. Has both positive and negative effects. So I don't want these people who are writing there in screen. Negative effect and both negative and positive. So let's look at negative effects. An introduction of ICT system, whether to improve efficiency or to reduce cost or improve safety. Improve safety. So now we are looking at negative effect of ICT. And the first thing that you're looking is job losses. And now if you want to introduce ICT system, whether to improve efficiency, because you use computers and machine, the, the networks to improve efficiency. We want to reduce costs of production, or we want to improve safety. And this has led to redundancy in many areas of industry and commerce. The following section considers the impact that ICT has had on office work and manufacturing. When you look at a negative effect of this ICT in office work, the office work can be either administrative, that is administration, can be human resource, or payroll. And we say by introducing these machines or by introducing computer systems and new software, the work could be done by fewer staff in a much shorter time scale. This could lead to many redundancy and the need of remaining staff to retrain. If you had have no skills in ICT, you have to retrain, or get laid off, get fired. So you need to retrain the ICT, and they have to learn how to use the new technology. Skills such as filing and carrying out numerical analysis manually, like numerical analysis, you're doing calculation manually, have effectively been replaced by sophisticated software. And you have the types of software that lead to this. The three types of software have had the most impact on Office. One is word processor, the second one spreadsheet, and the third one is database. Word processor is for processing word, spreadsheet for performing calculation and analysis. Database is for storage of data. The database. And now, because we are looking at the three most software that affect the office work in the three areas, that is administration, human resource, and payroll, let us look deep in each software. We are looking at word processor. Word processor make it much easier to modify or update a document. Yes, that in that case, there is no need for file documents in large filing cabinets. You don't need those cabinets, since all the documents can be stored on hard disk or solid state storage device in electronic formats. You can even store your document online through Google Drive, and so on. So if that's not the case, now those employees who are employed to take care of these cabinets, now they are getting their job being occupied by the ICT. And if now you are the owner of the company, you don't want to pay unnecessary salaries, you just lay off your workers and remain with few who are skilled to train. If the others want to adapt to this, they need to be retrained. They need to be trained. And now, if they need now to be retrained, that's come the cost of how efficiency or how are these people going to cope with the new technology. Remember, most of these people are elderly. You can get a person who is nearing to retire. And if you're nearing to retire, will you get to school back to get retrained on how to use this thing, or just ask for your retirement? So at the end of the day, that job got affected. The second thing is spreadsheet. Spreadsheets, which has revolutionized the way the payroll check calculate monthly salary or wages. Remember, using a spreadsheet, you can come up with calculation using a function. You say like you want to sum, to average, you want to like to find the average, you want to draw the graph. All this is possible through the spreadsheet. Now, instead of sitting down and calculating the salary of each employee that you have, you put like one, then you add the second one. That is lengthy. Now, just need to key in their salary in the machine, then you sum up. You sum up the total from the initial place where you started to key in your figure, the last place. And this one make it easier for you or for your company to run. And again, it reduces error. Remember, a single error in calculation of salary can affect the performance of the whole whole company, because it can lose some data or some money, or can downpay other employees. But with the spreadsheet, you're going to store how these employees are paid, on what basis, and how each receive their salary. And so even deduction that even the government want for you to perform some deduction, maybe you want to reduce 17% as the tax of a certain individual, just key you want to reduce 17%, even if the salary has cents, has 0 point something. So those 17% is going to automatically be calculated from that without much human labor needed. So spreadsheet automatically calculates salary, wage based on hourly rates and the number of hours worked. Yes, that is the work of the database. Spreadsheet can be used in many areas. You can see in this paragraph, you can use spreadsheets in many areas where calculation or graphs or charts need to be produced. You want to give a graph. Maybe the rate of birth rate in a hospital, the rate of death rate in a hospital, or the rate of people changing from one way of administering classes to another way, the charts. So you need all this, and this, if you have the data, you just quickly produce the graph automatically within very few seconds, not even milliseconds, the graph will be produced to you. So one good example is a teacher in a college monitoring the progress of their students by entering their marks into a spreadsheet. This is what we do in the school. We enter your marks in a spreadsheet, then it automatically calculates you. If the first exam is scored a certain marks, then the second exam is called a certain marks, the third exam is called this. You're going to ask the spreadsheet to produce a graph, and by this graph, we can tell if are you improving, are you going downward, or are you doing what. Remember, this is done for average total, and this will reduce the work that will be needed for you to go and sit down, or the teacher go and sit down, calculate the marks of each student. Like I want for marks for Rukuman, I calculate like this one. I want for Abrahim, then I sit down. I want for and so on and so on. Remember, if you have in a class that you have more than 50 students in one class, now try to imagine you have 4 class to teach. Those are 200 students. Now imagine calculating the marks of each student. It could have been time consuming and tiresome. Now, but with the use of spreadsheet, it's just a matter of seconds and you'll be through. Now let's look at some of these things that are in the spreadsheet that make it a good tool to use. You can use graphs, and charts can be produced to show how the students will compare to each other. You can have graphs, and charts can also be used to show student progress over a given time period. It's also possible to use conditional formatting to show which students are performing badly. Yes, for example, by highlighting result in red, or well, for example, highlighting result in green. Green. Allow me to welcome the other student. Asma is joining us. So, well, welcome Asma, I can see you are in. So, we are looking at the effect of ICT to the employment. In this case, we are looking at different softwares that affect the ICT. Yes. If I'm passed, you can raise your hand, or you can just lay your point and you will go through. Now, if you look at this, you're looking at the spreadsheet, how you use spreadsheet to reduce the rate of doing work, to reduce the burden, and to reduce the costs, and achieve the maximum result, the efficiency. So we are looking at graphs and charts to compare marks and so on. So the third point, it is possible to use conditional formatting. Now, I want me to arrange your marks. Maybe if you got an 80, then the computer automatically writes excellent for you. Or if you get 90, it will give you grade 9. If you got maybe 50, it will give you maybe grade 6, and that is average, maybe average. If you are getting less than 10, then that's poor. You can work hard. I can give those commands that I put your data, then automatically you can see others coming, excellent, other good, other average, above average, and so on. Then I can use functions. I can use functions such as sorting. I can sort your data. I can average your data. I can allow the teacher to quickly see which students are doing particularly well and how they compare against class average, the performance of a certain student compared to the class average. Now, these features leave teachers more time to spend on lesson preparation. Now, I don't need to go and start calculating all this manually, one by one, and this one will spare me time to attend for my lesson. And by linking into one processor to produce annual students report sent out to parents. Another thing that I want us to look is this another software, the database. And still remember, you're looking at the negative effect of ICT to the employment. Remember, for the word, the spreadsheet, the calculation, all these calculations are needed to do will have been done manually by other people, would have employed other people to calculate these things. But now because the machine can do it, now we don't need them. We just lay them off. They get fired, they get like their job breaks because of ICT. That's the negative effect of it. Now let's look at database. We look at other office work. We have human resource has also been changed by introduction of computers and softwares. Yes, we have some tasks that have been permanently taken by the computer. That is updating personal data. E.g., you want to update the salary, you want to address, you want to update the phone number, you want to update the department. And remember, all these are data stored somewhere. And instead of going to take those files, taking file 1 for employer man, or file 2 for employer man, or and so on, you just type the name in the machine, then the profile open, then you can update. The phone number is this. She is working in this department. The address, maybe she relocated from Mombasa, she is in Nairobi. The salary has been reduced by maybe 50% or have been increased by 50%. Just need to key that one, and in a matter of time or in a matter of seconds, you're going to get your final result. Remember again, the negative part of this, all this work could have been done by other people or could have been done by other employee could have taken this advantage of and get some work. But because it's only the one person who is supposed to be there, then others lack job due to the development of ICT. Yes, now let's look at the above softwares. We have, by the use of the above softwares, package has clearly entailed reduced staff numbers. On the plus side, they have a plus side or a positive side. There has been a huge increase in the need for better trained people. You need to be trained and good trainer to train them, as well as the creation of new jobs which are ICT or IT related. Now, because you don't have to work hard, you don't want to work manually, you want to work you want to come up with a way that you can create other jobs that are IT related. But the only advantage is going to be to those people who are trained, and those people who are trained can be trained by good trainers who know how to do these things. You need IT or network manager. Yes, for you to manage some network, maybe of Mombasa County. You need IT technician to manage the IT system of a certain school like Prime Caliber. You need all these people, and this job are IT related. Instead of using those jobs that require a lot of work to be done, those one can be computerized or mechanized. So you avoid that one and use another simple job. That is the effect of ICT to office work. Let's now try to look at the negative effect of ICT to manufacturing. You can see manufacturing. Now, job losses due to ICT have affected industry even more than the office environment. How do they affect industries? Now, try to imagine you employ there a heavyweight, a bouncer to go and lift some metals in maybe a car industry, to lift like or employ maybe 10 people to lift maybe 500 kg equipment. Instead of that one, you can use robots. And robots will be much effective. They're not going to tire up. They're not, even in case of accident, you're not going to lose any life. So you choose robot. For example, revolutionizing how items such as car are produced. This is very evident in Japan, where you have the high rate of production of cars in the Toyota city or the Toyota manufacturing company. Remember, this is done in the Toyota city. So allow me to just for help to look at. Lukman had quitted the screen, so let me share again. I can see your complaint. Can you see it now? Yes, if you can see it, comment there. So, and all these jobs that are done in the manufacturing industry, you don't need to risk your lungs by going to spray some chemicals or paint. Instead, use a sprayer or a mechanized sprayer, spraying the bodies with paint, use ICT, assembling the body parts of a car, again use ICT or robots, assembling the engine and transmission, again you need robots, fitting the windscreen, again you need robots. Yes, now try to imagine if it's human being who is maybe involved in manufacturing of or assembling of maybe a truck or maybe a ship. Can you tell me how people are going to be employed there? But that one job is easier done by using the mechanization. Robots are fitted different devices. They have different devices known as end effector. Those devices are known as end effector to allow various tasks to be completed. For example, a spray gun to paint the car body, welding gun to allow the body part to be assembled, or vacuum suction cup to gently pick widescreen and attach them on the car. All of these tasks are carried out quickly and accurately, time after time, replacing the need for human labor. That one is another effect, the human labor. And remember, you are still looking on how this ICT has affected the human environment in the negative way. So, on the more intricate tasks, such as fitting seats, dashboard, and interior trims, are usually carried out by skilled human workforce. Yes, those small jobs that are remaining, then we need small people. We need a few workers, but these workers should be skilled, should have the skill to do this. Factory workers are had to retrain to gain the foreign new skill. Imagine you have been an engineer for 20 years, then a new technology appears maybe in the next 5 years. You need to retrain how to maintain the robots, quality control. Quality control involves the controlling the mechanization in the area, designing and development, marketing and training other workers. You become a trainer. Yes, let's look at the advantages. Remember, even if these robots are replacing human beings in this work, they still have some advantages. So, and these advantages are, we can see, their higher productivity. Yes, this can be considered in mass production factories like the Toyota factory in Japan. So we have more consistency results. Remember, if you instruct a robot to do this, it will do this in the first car, the same task in the second car, without changing. But remember, human being can change. I can say, now I should do this the opposite way. And now you're not going to get the consistency result. They work, yes. Every car is identical. Yes, you find they're identical. They have the same shape, same color, and so on. They work non-stop without break, holiday all time or shift handover. Yes, they are machine. They don't get tired. They don't wear off. So they work non-stop, 24 hours per day. That's 7 days per week and 365 days per year. They don't get bored by repetitive tasks. Imagine you are doing one thing that repeatedly. I do it today, tomorrow, the other day. Yeah, sometimes you get tired. So they don't go on strike. Like some of you, I know they can be doing this. They would like to be going to strike because maybe some of the needs have not been met. So allow me just to look the charts and answer some questions. Okay. Leave alone, Lukman. I can't answer that one on here. So now we also have some disadvantages of robots over human. Yes. Some disadvantage, robots are expensive to purchase and set up in the first place. Very expensive. They often need to be reprogrammed. I said some of you will maybe be doing programming in the practical part of the class. So they need to be reprogrammed to every new task they have to carry. If now they are used to maybe manufacturing maybe Toyota Vitz, Now you want to reprogram the robot for it to manufacture a V8. Remember, a V8 has a different shape, different equipment as compared to a V8. You need to reprogram that robot not to do a V8 in a V8. So if an error occurs in the robot program, or if it develops a mechanical problem, a number of production error will occur. Now try to imagine the program has instructed the robot to do a certain example or a certain task. Then hackers like me and maybe Abraham, you come and try to hacking the machine. You put errors. Imagine now everything that will be going to be done by that robot will be erroneous. Remember, this is a machine. It doesn't have mind like human being like it can correct itself. It does what it has been instructed to do. So that is another disadvantage. Those are the three disadvantages. Yes, any question? Any questions so far? I can see you have a good number. We are 8 participants. We have Ibrahim, Asma, Asia, have Rukuman, have Anad, have Suheila, Sudais. We have a good number. So any question?